Hi,
Hi.
we're Chelsea and Tony, and this episode is brought to you by Northrop.photo. That's actually a site. We have overviews there, we have a blog, we have a store where you can get our books. If you like us and you would like to support us, you should go there, check it out, poke around.
It's a cool website. We got a bunch of stuff there. There's a lot of
It's got our
gear,
faces.
basic stuff here. Like if you want information on zooms versus primes, or how important contrast is to a lens, or body features like noise, megapixels, dynamic range. We have pages for all of the photography tutorials,
Yeah.
dozens of like camera tutorials. Those 1 hour videos that we make, they're all indexed from this site. Look at all these cameras we have indexed. Reviews, you can go into reviews and see reviews for lenses and cameras, studio equipment. It's a pretty new site.
It's awesome. And
There's
our
a
little
store there where you
header,
can
we
buy
look
stuff.
touched by an angel.
I love that. Anyway, check it out, northrop.photo. And if you go to our store and you want to buy something, coupon code YouTube for 10% off.
That'd be awesome.
We still like Squarespace. We'll take a look at a couple of portfolios today. They sponsor a certain number of episodes per month, and July has like 5 weeks.
We don't have to tell them.
So they'll be back next week. Anyway, we will take a look at a portfolio, Squarespace or not. So send it in to us at sdp.io/link. And if you do decide to sign up for Squarespace, you could use that code just so
we
we
should
get
look
some
at
credit.
only non-Squarespace.
Maybe we'll look at some
portfolios.
non-Squarespace portfolios just to give
Only.
you a chance. Only non-Square. So if you have a Squarespace portfolio, just wait till next week. Communicate with us. If you're on Twitter, use the hashtag TCLive. Justin will see it. Throw it up on the screen if he feels like it. Or you can talk to Siobhan. Good timing, Justin. Siobhan, our screener in Philly, is reading your comments as you're watching live and commenting. And if you are interesting and you don't make her mad, she might read your comments over to us. Thank you, Siobhan. We just hung out all weekend in DC. The four of us with Justin
We did an
filming a new
escape
show.
game. We sang karaoke.
Yeah.
We ate tapas until we couldn't move.
Yeah, I think the per capita alcohol consumption was about like 8 beverages a day.
No.
We
What?
kept it going.
I had like one. What were you guys up to?
Yeah, well, we balanced it out. You weren't pulling your weight, so somebody had
Oh,
to
I'm
pick up the
sorry,
slack.
Guys. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Siobhan, for that.
This week, our photo theme is landmarks. So, you know, this is the Samuel Beckett Bridge and Dublin, and Eiffel Towers would be fine. Statues, buildings, things like that.
Yeah, landmark.
Landmark, guys.
Like if you could give directions to that place, like take a left at this, that's a landmark.
We're gonna get.
But not like any generic statue.
Whoa,
not a
whoa,
landmark.
whoa!
It needs to be important, like the town
These
needs
rules
to
are
be-
weird.
Something important. Next week we want to do time lapses. This is our first looking at actual video lapses, still photos stitched into a video because we've been playing with them. Justin, do you have that time lapse that we stitched together just while we were? Oh, it didn't get on there.
No, I'll try to get it.
Well, if you look at, I can pull it up right here. In
Justin.
fact,
Oh, that's true.
because I can go to northrop.photo,
Yeah.
which has blog posts. And anyway, I've just been doing my first time lapses this past week, and it's super fun and super hard. Super low res, but
Wow, that was
that
short.
was short. Yeah. Anyway, we'll look at your time lapses next week, and I'll try to get a guest.
Gigapan Epic Pro.
It has the most like badass name ever, right? Wouldn't you think it was just life changing with a name like Giga Epic Pro? They just put all the words in there. It's
Pan.
it like turns and tilts your camera for taking really big panoramas, and we got one in. So
Oh, we got.
because we're working with some, I have a project that I'm doing with a huge panorama, so I wanted to show that off.
Lightroomdashboard.com.
Have you checked this out?
Nope.
Justin has a little clip that shows what it looks like on his.
Tell me, Justin.
Just because I didn't get mine queued up in time, but it's awesome. It makes
What
these
is this?
beautiful stats.
I love
Looking at your
charts and
Lightroom
graphs.
your Lightroom catalog, showing you how often you use different cameras,
This is
how often you use
yours.
different ISOs. Oh, this is
I
mine.
must have grabbed this clip. Yeah.
Oh,
So
no,
how many
Justin.
lenses did I have on there, Justin?
There's 78.
78. Oh, so that's not my full 12 years. I think that one must just be the 2-year catalog. I did it over the full 12 years that it would let me look at in my Lightroom catalog, and I had used like 135 lenses and 60 cameras.
Wow, that's scary.
But it's really cool to see over the time how many pictures you take. We definitely saw, Justin and I saw dips over the winter when we didn't take as many pictures, and then spikes in the summer.
Now you realize that people can use charts and graphs to call you a Canon.
Yeah, because my 3 biggest used cameras were the original 5D, then
Yeah.
the 5D Mark II, and then the 5D Mark III. And then I think number 4 was a 7D Mark II. It's mostly
Oh, fanboy, that's all I'm saying.
fanboy. So that's lightroomdashboard.com, and if it tells you that your catalog is too big, look closely at the page because there's a link that will take you to a tool you can download and run on your computer. And if you just take the time to read the instructions, you'll get it worked out. I say that because I didn't read the instructions, and Justin's like, you just need to read the instructions.
Oh, instructions.
So I got it working. A bit of photo news. Canon.
Why are people talking about this thing?
I don't know.
It
It's
has
so
4 million ISO, but it's just like,
yeah. It's like a specialty camera or a security camera. It's not something It's not something anybody's really going to be using. It's just a specialty industry camera.
is it for security?
Yeah, that's one of the purposes that they list, and I can't imagine.
Wait, why would it be $30,000?
That's a good question because it's highly specialized.
Is it for reality TV shows?
They did list that as the possible options
Did they really?
for it. Yeah.
That's the only
Maybe like night vision or
application
something.
I can think of.
Yeah.
$30,000 and you need it in the dark.
Yeah, it's just 2 megapixels, so it's just an HD video camera, basically. It's not taking stills or anything. I just brought it up because everybody's talking about it, and I don't think it's especially interesting. We have a poll this week. Just want to find out if you're using Windows 10. Microsoft released a free upgrade to Windows 10, and they've been probably bugging you on your existing Windows computer to upgrade to it. And this is the first time since Windows NT, since like 1998, that I haven't written a book about a new version of Windows.
How does it feel?
Great. So glad. I don't know anything about you. Are you using it or are you not? If you are using it, is it good or is it breaking everything? I'm curious because I don't know the first thing about it.
I feel
and
like
it
I
feels
just
wonderful.
read what someone that we know said that it was awful and to wait, but I'm
Oh,
sure
really?
we'll hear about it now.
Somebody didn't like
Such
it.
a vague, I browsed it.
Let's take a look at a few landmark pictures. We'll come back and look at some portfolios in a little bit.
Okay.
First up, Eiffel Tower.
Oh, the Dutch Eiffel Tower.
This is terribly disorienting to me. Don't you think that's too much tilt?
I think they did it deliberately, so
Yeah, I think so. Dutch tilt is a legit technique to add a little life to a static subject, and this crop isn't going to work out very well. But maybe it's just too much. I don't know. I think it's a good picture overall. It's a nice angle. I'm a little blown away by the tilt on it.
is this the St. Louis Arch?
Yes.
Nailed it.
Boom. Points for Gryffindor.
I like how the right side is cut into it. That looks great. I think the use of kind of HDR techniques or just recovering the highlights.
I like the
Looks
colors,
pretty
the
good.
purples with the yellows. It's so warm and
Yeah.
inviting.
We've developed a little bit of fringing around the tree here, but it's not too bad and up here. I would just leave a little more room at the top. Not a big deal, but overall I think it's a really pretty picture. Nicely done. Here, this is a Jefferson Memorial in Washington, D.C. And they were there at the right time of year
Cherry
when the
blossoms.
cherries are blossoming. Just beautiful, right? So they used a framing technique to include both the flowering tree in the foreground and the memorial in the
I
background.
would crop it just a little more.
Yeah, get even tighter, huh?
Yeah.
Just making sure you had your mouse over there.
Oh, I suppose I do.
Whoa.
Oh, I ruined it. Sorry.
What do you think? Would you put it dead center still or
I think I'd put it in the top third.
the top third?
But maybe the top of it in the top third. But no, a little up. There we go.
Yeah, I think that looks nice. Anytime you work with the foreground and the background, it's going to be really tough to get everything sharp. And they shot at f/16, which is pretty good. You can see the Jefferson Memorial isn't quite sharp, even though it is the focal point. I think the best you can hope for is to focus at about 1/3 of the way between the foreground and the background, and that'll get them both as sharp as you possibly can.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
But overall, it's a
Love
good
it.
picture, creative.
Is this in like Dubai or something?
It does
I see
seem
palm trees.
Dubai-ish,
I see a
right?
fancy building.
Maybe Shanghai.
I'm not sure, but it's
I feel
cool.
like I recognize it. Beautiful picture. Unfortunately, it's so late in the day that the sky went completely black. An easy tip is just to go out right as the sun is setting and then just hang out for about half an hour.
Well, that's actually, I don't know, Tony. That doesn't look natural because usually you get some light pollution in the city, so it's usually light at the horizon.
Mm.
So I don't know. Do you think that's natural? Let's peek.
Oh, you think they might have cut out the blacks?
Oh, no. They didn't. It is just a very dark sky.
Very dark sky. So just go out a little bit earlier. When we were all in DC, we specifically went out at night to get pictures of the memorials because they get lit up and that's prettier and you get the contrast with the sky.
There are less people.
There are less people, but at some point the sun disappears completely and the sky goes dark and then your pictures are just so much more boring. A little detail in the sky during the blue hour, they call it, right after night.
There's a blue hour?
Helps
too?
out a lot, so just something to keep in mind. Is that a landmark in the distance? Bench important?
I think we're being duped. What's this? That looks like a landmark. See this? Where is this? Why do we even try to guess? We just infuriate
I don't know,
people.
yeah, we just upset people.
We gotta get rid of this.
Yeah, so you have a little bit of sensor dust in there. Chelsea's
here,
cleaning
too.
that up, though it almost looks like film grain to me. Anyway, clean your sensor. Chapter 5 of Stunning Digital Photography shows you how. You can pick it up at northrop.photo. Use the coupon code YouTube to get 10% off. So yeah, there's still
I
some
would
spots
straighten
of
the
sensor
building
dust.
too.
Yeah, the building's off square. That's easy to fix.
Oh, is it?
Despite the fact that I'm a stickler for level pictures, I've never taken a level photo. I always end
I
up
think my
rotating a
head
little
is
bit.
crooked because I always end up with a crooked picture too.
Right. So you shoot a little bit wide angles because when you rotate it, as you can see, it crops the edges
Tough
in a
lesson,
little bit.
tough lesson. Oh, you ended it.
Another picture I cannot properly identify.
Oh, this is in Florence.
Oh, that's Florence?
No. This is in,
Berlin, perhaps?
yes, Berlin.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, this is the Berlin,
Oh,
and then this is that
Right.
thing behind it.
we've been there. We have, yeah, some of my favorite
this is
pictures
that
are of
weird
that building.
building,
I
yeah.
remember walking. And in fact, the file name says Berlin, so I
Yeah,
should have.
that's how
Oh, also it says Berlin.
Beautiful composition. There's great detail. I think you show a lot of the city. I think it's a really good picture. It's hard to say that it's, well, if it's of a landmark, it's of, even though the tower is a fairly small part.
That's what it says, TV tower.
Yeah, like I guess I'm saying there are other landmarks in there like the church,
It's so big.
but that's the one that your eye goes right to because it crosses the line of the horizon.
Yes,
So
I like it.
yeah, I think that's a great shot.
Oh my gosh. I know where this is. This is in Providence because every time I pass that bug, I'm like, bugs? You
It
know
says
what?
Washington County Fair
What?
on the sign.
Maybe they moved the bug around. But you know what's even better than the bug in Rhode Island? If you keep going, there's this billboard of this guy that, it's hilarious. You have to see it. I'll get a picture next time for you guys.
You have to see it. Some long exposure work with the sky there, 41 seconds. Taken at dusk, maybe? I'm trying to figure out when this was taken because I don't see any city lights. Anyway, it's a really cool effect.
Could have
There's
just been taken with a ND filter during the day.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe this was taken with an ND filter.
This is 41 seconds.
I think it has a great mood. I'm giving out my first pick.
I like it. I'm going to give it a 5.
Yeah,
Fiver.
and I appreciate you taking the effort to make that long exposure because 41 seconds, especially
You could
because
do
it's
a
not
lot
like
in 41 seconds.
it doesn't take one exposure. You're always moving around a little bit,
Yeah.
and when each picture takes you a full minute and you got to set up a tripod and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes a very deliberate process. It could take an hour to get a few pictures.
This is nice.
Yeah, this is nice. I would have left a little more room at the top. You could always add it in post by just filling in a little bit more of the sky, but you have a beautiful sky there. You sort of focused in on a specific architectural element that to you helped to define that particular landmark and the city.
Right.
It's something unique to that area, this sort of shape here. And I think it turned out really nice. Now,
Right in pavilion.
it all looks good. In this kind of situation, just a tip, you shot at f4, and that's wide open on this lens, which means anytime you shoot wide open, the results aren't going to be quite as sharp as they could be. Just light, drop it to f8 or f11. You would have been more in focus, and everything would have been substantially sharper with no real penalty. Just something to think about.
Cool.
Shoot at your sweet spot whenever you can, f8 or f11 on most lenses.
Botanical. I feel like the colors. Oh yeah. See this?
Yeah.
Oh, I think they tried to. Did you do? I think
I
they tried to recover things, or they put up the luminance too much, and then you get this illustration-looking stuff. Right?
Yeah, though it was also taken Pix camera, so it could just be the JPEG processing of that camera.
Oh.
But there's some weird color balance going on with the water looking really blue.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might even just warm that whole thing up a little bit. Waterfalls are really hard. And my number one tip for waterfalls is to get really close to the action, to get really close to the waterfall and kind of fill as
But
much
Tony,
of the frame
that's
as
tricky.
possible. It is, and your feet will probably get wet.
And it will splash your lens.
We covered in Chapter 9 of Stunning Digital Photography, available at Northrop.photo. Something to check out, and also a long exposure, if you can use an ND filter, or if you can stack photos, will give you that feathery look, which really helps
I
to
like feathery.
define a waterfall.
Oh, oops. I really liked this one. I love the colors, the green and the black.
Yeah, after this we'll take a look at a couple of portfolios. And I like it warmed. The sky has a lot of mood, and I think you've gotten a lot of texture out of it. I love the inclusion of the foreground.
Yeah.
You had to use Erke's trick and get down on your belly.
Yeah. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm giving that one a pick too.
Hey, 5.
Take a look at a portfolio before we go any further. Let's see what people might have submitted. Siobhan, you have any questions for us while I pull that up?
Siobhan.
Yeah, sure. What are the least and most photogenic landmarks you guys have been to?
That's a good question. I'm immediately thinking of the least photogenic landmark I've seen.
What's that?
Comes to mind was the astronomical clock, which is a real big deal, and then you look at it, and it's still kind of striking when you look at it, but then you take a picture of it, and it looks like nothing.
Yeah.
Do you remember the one I'm talking about? It's so cool with all its mechanics, but I completely failed to capture it. As far as the most photogenic landmark, the first thing that comes to mind is the Eiffel Tower, of course, because it's just in the middle of this beautiful city, and you can see it from everywhere, and you're just choosing the right foreground. So you just find so many beautiful things throughout the city, and then you can put the Eiffel Tower in the background from just about anywhere.
I love the Berlin Cathedral.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely
also,
gorgeous at night.
What was that old church in Ireland or something? Near Cashel. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
I wish I could recall, but that was one of the most beautiful spots, photogenic, that we had been to.
But Washington, D.C., I mean, we were just there, but they must have more beautiful landmarks than any other city, including like old European cities. It's like the whole town was designed to make these landmarks beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, they designed these fantastic views across huge
They're
bodies of
also-
water for the Jefferson
One
Memorial.
problem is they're covered in people, unlike any other place we've been, because there's
Yeah.
steps and seats, so just the people never move.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, let's take a look at Aaron Jenkins' portfolio. And this almost looks like a Squarespace portfolio, though I don't think it is.
Beautiful pictures.
Yeah, this right away, and not to nitpick your user interface, but it's very confusing that see how the menu system is laid out, and then I click portfolio and the menu system changes completely. It's just very weird because now I'm on a whole new site basically, and I have to reorient myself.
Yeah.
Try to get like that one menu system working throughout it. And now the controls are completely different. That's just disorienting. Okay, so it looks like it's mostly wedding photos.
Great
This
pictures, though.
fantastic location, great pose and mood. Same with that.
I love the light.
Beautiful, like Game of Thrones style light there. Kind of a candid getting ready shot. The classic ring shot. I like that walking away shot.
Really attractive grooms, too.
That's important.
I would say that's lucky. I'm not going to say select just attractive brides and grooms.
Yeah, no, don't take jobs from
Whoa, that kid was so cute.
ugly couples. Just as a policy.
Tony.
Tony's wedding photography
Discriminate.
tips. No uggos.
That's why we couldn't get any pictures of our wedding.
Make sure you don't have any duplicates in there. You have plenty of pictures, so there's no need to include 2 pictures, and I think this is the stronger of those 2 pictures. I am gonna,
No.
yeah, there are some really cute pictures in there. I'm gonna suggest paring it down a little because I'm already kind of losing steam.
Yeah, but every picture is so beautiful.
Oh, that's not really what I wanted. Oh, here we have thumbnails. Yeah, they are good pictures, but there's some paring down that could be done. There's 41 pictures. That's too many, right?
Okay.
Get that down to like
I love
15,
them.
just your 15 best pictures. Check out their Erin's pricing page. I don't know what that symbol is worth, but 700 seems like a good thing.
That's pounds.
Yeah, I know it's pounds. What is it, like $1.50 now?
No, they're
Oh man, dollar's taken off, huh? So $700 for a 6-hour wedding. That's great.
oh yeah.
That seems like a really good price. I know
Wow.
it's kind of a regional thing, but I think normally you'd be looking at like $3 to $6K for a
Yeah.
typical photographer. So those are really solid prices. And he just gives you all the images. Thank goodness. Most photographers try to charge you a lot and then try to make all their money off of prints.
Actually not against that.
No, I mean, you got to make your money.
Well, no, it's not just about making your money. It's about process, because I used to think I would just hand over my files, end of transaction, and they could pay as much for prints as they wanted. And then sometimes people would send me my pictures as a Christmas card or something, and it was god awful. And they're going
Yeah.
around telling people I took this shot that wasn't color matched properly, and it's got a cheesy border on it or something.
Yeah, you find out they printed at the Walmart 1-hour photo.
I've
Oh, yeah,
had
they-
people do that and say, "Oh, well, your picture came washed out," thinking because people don't understand it's not the photographer at that point. So I'm actually all for people, making the printing a part of their art and insisting people pay for.
I totally agree. It's all about delivering the finished product, and so many things in the printing process. Like just the crop that necessarily happens when you do an 8x10. I've seen people do that crop completely wrong in an
Yeah.
otherwise great picture, and it just completely ruins it. This is his print section, and I would say these could use a little more processing and perhaps some paring
Oh,
down.
that dog! Oh my gosh, that deer picture!
Wow.
Yeah,
Tony,
that is pretty amazing.
Hand over the controls. There we go. That's so beautiful. That looks like something from Hannibal.
Well,
Yeah.
to sum up our experience with your portfolio,
We love it.
we're suggesting you modify the user interface to make it more consistent across the pages. You please pare down your portfolio a little bit. Like 15 pictures would be great.
A picture
And
of you.
your prices seem great. We want to see a picture of you on the contact page. Otherwise, I think everything is looking good. Got a solid portfolio.
Solid.
Siobhan will take a look at some more landmark pictures in a sec. Do you have any other questions for us?
Yes. A question from Finn. So I know Tony plays GTA 5 sometimes, but what do you think about maybe once a week doing some live gameplay? Just an idea. So you don't have enough going on.
Yeah, I'm going full PewDiePie now. Just do live commentary. I cannot imagine doing that. We do randomly Periscope though. and that's kind of deep. Like, for some reason yesterday we just live streamed making s'mores. So follow Chelsea on Periscope. She's
But
better
then
at it
people
than me.
started saying vulgar things to her.
Yeah, that's not great. It's the internet. What's wrong with people anyway? Okay, so here we have a steeple, and they've used a good technique, which is to isolate a small part of the subject that still conveys the overall scene. So you could shoot with a wide angle here and show the entire building from the ground up. But often what happens is there's 400 people gathered around it, and there's all this clutter. Maybe there's power lines and other buildings that kind of ruin it.
Yeah.
So sometimes what you do is what your mind does automatically, which is zoom in on a small portion that really captures the scene. And I don't know what the rest of the scene looked like, but I imagine they did that.
This is nice. The only thing I am not a fan of is this hot spot here. It's way blown out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the processing. And then the rest of this is kind of underexposed. Hot spot aside, you want this exposed more like this, and then a more natural looking sky.
Cool, cool. The Brits have got it locked down.
Yeah, this specific spot must be odds all night because I've seen on this exact spot taken over and over again with the traffic. It's a fantastic spot, and I love the spotlights there. Again, this would benefit by shooting a little bit earlier and catching a little more light in the sky. You just get some texture in the sky, some clouds.
How do we
The color looks good though, which can be hard. It's cool.
get it so that it's straight?
That's a good question, and I don't typically use this
It's
tool,
in
but
basic, I think.
what is it? Oh,
Under basic and then level or whatever.
I thought maybe this would work, but yeah, we can try this. Lightroom's not good at this. Okay,
That was
this actually
hilarious.
worked.
Yeah, not bad.
And then you gotta, I could just, you get the idea. Shoot.
Wider so that, yeah.
Yeah, so you have some more room to crop, but the distortion of it, the natural distortion was a little bit distracting.
That's not a landmark.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's a
Wow.
beautiful shot. I don't know how this
Ooh.
is a landmark, but
maybe it is. Maybe it's
it's-
like,
black and white's perfect for this. I like the variations in the luminance. Just the
It's
sky looks
beautiful.
cool. This is cool.
it looks landmarky.
Yeah,
I don't know where it is. Bring out the shadows a little.
they do have a much nicer sky, and the difference just, oh, I'm sorry, we fought over the mouse again. The difference between this and a black sky is just getting out there an hour after the sunset. So it makes a big difference.
Nice rich blue sky.
Okay. Capturing a landmark in New York City. This is that the Chrysler Building?
I think that's the Empire State.
Yeah, I think it's the
Oh, is that
State, but
Empire
this-
State? Is this New
yeah.
York City or?
I think so. Yeah, because you can see.
Oh, is that the Freedom Tower up
yeah,
there?
behind it.
Yeah.
Um,
I like it. I love the light in the shot. That's why I put it in black and white, because I thought that it showed off all of the angles of the buildings, but it works in both color and black and white.
yeah, there's a lot in the foreground there, which isn't adding a whole lot to the picture. Like this building here is just completely in shadow and doesn't feel like much. So you might find a different viewpoint, I think, unless those buildings in the foreground meant something in particular to you.
I love this shot.
Yeah, this is a very unconventional shot of the Golden Gate Bridge. Beautiful. I like that one a lot. I like to see. I'll give that one a pick. Oh, got zoomed in there. We're seeing a lot of this tower.
No, it's the
Spot
spot,
color.
color.
Yeah.
But it is interesting spot color. It's a nice composition.
It's not
Cool.
terrible spot color.
Cool shot. Where's this?
Underexposed.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is common in night photography. Just take a look at the histogram. You want it to be dark, but you still need points of light in there. Those stars should be pretty close to white. Yeah, and you did have a little bit of a color cast in there, which is pretty easily corrected. Chelsea's doing some split toning. She's
No, I'm not.
making the blues a little bit darker. Sorry, not split toning, you're just making the blues darker. Bringing out the texture in the sky. So if you look at the before and after, you can see just how much of a difference brightening it. Overall, I think it's a great shot. Nicely done. I love the lines of it. Get rid of that. That doesn't.
Tony, don't crop it. That's what it says. That's clever.
If this is a photo of a landmark, I don't.
They're communicating.
shot.
Oh, that's what you get for telling. I guess.
I just felt like it was off topic. I don't know where this is, but tastic. They use the compositional technique of symmetry and photographed it square, and that really helps make the building look very powerful.
It's beautiful.
This is
did
another
it.
case where
You did it. 5 stars.
straightening it might help out. Let's see. Just because those square lines, that might make it seem more powerful too, rather than having it tilt back a little bit. So beautiful shot. The correct way to formidable building. This looks like the Duomo in Florence. Yeah. A very photographed building, and in fact, one of the dirtiest buildings in the world. This maybe should have been our answer for the least photogenic building. This is a beautiful
Really?
picture. It is, but
Looks like they.
maybe they did clean it, or maybe it was before it got dirty. We were there, we were looking at it like, oh my, this building is so filthy.
How could you clean it? Look
Give
at
that thing a
this
scrub.
Didn't anybody plan this out? They were
It
like, this
actually
is
looks beautiful here.
a nice design, guys, but how will we clean it?
And this is one of those buildings that's surrounded by tourists, so helped to erase those, but it still captured the detail and the architecture of the building. So I think this is a great landscape
It's
photo.
great.
Landmark
There it
photo.
is.
It does have a sign on it.
Yeah.
So that rock must be a landmark of some kind. I think it's a beautiful landscape
It's nice.
photo. It doesn't convey
this, though?
the landmark to
I
me.
have this problem.
Yeah, they brought those shadows down to make the blue pop a little more. And
Yeah.
whenever you do that, you're going to screw up things around areas of detail. Like, be careful about that. Maybe just be a little more gentle. We need to drop the blacks a little here to add some more contrast. So you can see just from the histogram, there aren't really any blacks in there. I think they HDR'd it a bit, and sometimes HDR can reduce the contrast too much. But you have a beautiful sky here. I think a lot of these shadow details would have been lost if they didn't HDR it. So I agree with the processing, but sometimes you have to restore some of that contrast.
Some of what is that? Looks good. I
Yeah,
like that.
I think it's really pretty. You might have also considered doing a long shutter speed here to get that water looking feathery.
Oh,
Might have
yeah.
conveyed well with the overall mood. I like it in black and white too.
I like it. Both. It looks very nice. Ghost bike. There's a landmark I haven't seen.
Oh, what a
this
bummer.
bike symbolizes that someone. Oh, that's sad. Glad I haven't seen one of those.
So shot with what looks to be close to fisheye, not really fisheye, 24 millimeter equivalent, but there's a fisheye effect going on because they got down low, they got on their belly like Eric always says, and it's a cool angle. It's much more interesting than if they just stood back and taken it at. It's a great job.
Dark.
Yeah, another example of night photos just taken too late. Recovering the shadows definitely
And
helped,
cool
and
it.
yeah, gotta
Cool
pretty
it.
much always adjust the color temperature at night. We cover this in chapter 10 of Stunning Digital Photography, which you
Oh,
can grab at
the night
northrop.photo.
photography chapter.
Use the coupon
This
code YouTube for
episode
10% off.
is brought to you by Northrop Photo.
Thank you, Chelsea. I love your announcer voice. It's so
I'm feeling really sleepy. I made these watermelon martinis and
it's just making you pass right out.
yeah. You guys feeling it?
Well, let's see if Siobhan can wake you up.
A little bit.
Siobhan, do you have anything for us?
Wake
I'll
me
start taking
up.
a look at another portfolio.
Go, go.
I don't think that's really my job here. I don't know if when you get to me, you're like, oh, this is. Siobhan has questions you've been asked before.
Last week we had Eric on, and we were just all super pumped.
Erky, Erky. I'm tired today.
True.
Siobhan, tell me things.
Okay, let's find you some good questions. What is your typical time frame between shooting a wedding and providing the images for the client?
We don't have a ton of experience, but it's taken us a few weeks each time.
Yeah, I think a couple of weeks is pretty typical. Sometimes a week. It depends on the photographer. The
think a
summer
week
times,
is
people
not-
are always backed up.
Yeah, I think a couple of weeks. That answers that.
Yeah, but some photographers will just tell you weeks. So just
That's
go on your
true.
honeymoon and chill
I guess
out.
it depends how busy they are. If you're shooting a wedding every weekend, it's gonna be tough.
Field constant calls from the couple being like, "Where are my pictures? I want my pictures now." People love those pictures. Anything else, Siobhan?
Siobhan?
We have had a discussion about how people think you are too gentle on your photo submissions, and someone suggested people submitting with a a CC4 to see how tough you can be.
It's
But
funny. Nobody
it'll take up
thinks we're
some
too
extra
gentle
time.
when it's their picture.
No, can I tell you that when we meet people in person, many of them say, "I sent in my picture and I was shattered with what you
We had
had to
someone
say."
say, yeah, that they were really hurt. Like,
It
that's not
happens
doing
on a
our
regular
job.
basis. Yeah.
How
And-
really? I thought it only happened one time.
No, I mean I've heard from people on Twitter and other people who've sent in their pictures, and yeah, people can take it rough.
We think we're being just constructive. We're not trying to be jerks or point out every flaw. You only have to learn a few things at a time.
Yeah, I almost feel like people want us to say this is a bad picture,
Yeah.
which just doesn't. It's not constructive or useful. It's always. Like how many pictures do we say just go out there and shoot earlier in the day? Like we're providing some way to
Useful
make it better.
feedback. Yeah.
This is not a good picture.
Yeah.
Stop it. Quit. Throw away your
Yeah,
camera.
It's not helping anybody. We're here to help you guys.
And a big part of learning is also encouraging people, because the biggest factor in getting your pictures better is going to be just practice, and people will practice the things that they feel good about. If they feel people feel like they are a good photographer even when they're not, then they will keep shooting and they will become a good photographer. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
So if you take a good photographer, they will often never pick up a camera again. That will just be it. They think they don't have it in them.
Yeah.
That's not the case. We just have to practice. So
Yeah. So there's that.
I don't feel like we really pull any punches. If there's a problem, we tell people. Even if it's a great photo, we'll tell them. So this person has a portfolio that's hosted on Wix.com. The first thing would be to pay or whatever to get rid of that. It's not especially pro when you have an advertisement for somebody else on your site. But these pictures themselves, I think they look pretty good. There's a lot of variety in here. We have some glamour shots, sort of like a traditional business portrait. What do you think, Chelsea?
Look nice.
This is on, the front page is on a timed slideshow,
No control.
which people don't like.
Can you do
People
this?
like to navigate.
Yeah, you can do this.
Oh.
So.
Well,
There
you
you
might
go.
think about the user interface. Maybe there's
You have
arrows you can
Tony
put
proof?
in or something. See how they have arrows there? Like,
Weddings and events. Oh, you like the arrows? Yeah, the arrows are nice. We'll say that even though we did figure out that you a photo on the bottom, a lot of people, if it's hard, I'm gonna go look at Reddit.
yeah, and I would turn off the automatic slideshow that's going on here. You see, I'm not touching it. It's kind of doing this on its own.
It's like a Ouija board.
Yeah, and I don't like that. Sometimes you want to look at a picture longer, or you want to go to the next one. So just modify the user interface a little bit.
Travel and street.
For that particular section, you have a lot of pictures of the same couple, and I would maybe combine that into portrait until you get enough pictures to really flesh it out. Like until you can get at least 10 pictures without duplicating it, you might combine it into portraits. That's actually a good landmark picture. They've worked in a
Yeah.
person into it. Got a bridge going on.
I love
there.
the and underneath it.
Yeah, I like that too. Another picture of the arch. Great picture of the Eiffel Tower. This is totally fitting.
Yeah, you're doing it.
Those are some of the best landmark pictures we've seen. Those are really good.
Oh my gosh.
Wildlife and pets.
Can't. Nice. Let's see who this person is. About.
Yeah, it's because you have to wait for that full screen thing to go away. Ah, okay. Oh, I see. It's like hovering.
Oh.
That's weird. I would make that clickable. Good. Picture of yourself. It's a
Yeah.
great picture.
Nice.
So a few suggestions or homework. I would do whatever you have to do to get rid of that Wix site logo.
Yeah.
Adjust the user interface a little bit to turn off the automatic movement to the next thing, and make sure we have consistent controls on every portfolio. Didn't have the little left and right arrows, but the other pages did. So make sure they're all using the kind of same template. I would pare things down. You might be at the stage now where you want to have one portfolio page with pictures of all the different categories. Like you might not be ready for the different categories. Just pick your 15 best pictures and put them into one category.
I actually thought the categories were nice,
Do you
but
like categories in that
I
one?
did.
Okay.
so we disagree, but
Different strokes.
different strokes. That's right, don't it?
Let's see what our poll results are looking like.
Installed it and I love it. Oh, let's see if anybody voted that. Yeah, 20% of people installed it and love it. Only 3% hate
Wow.
it.
Yeah, only one person did remarkable.
Other.
Wow, these others.
Oh my gosh. Running it on a test machine? That person doesn't even play around. Too busy writing a novel-sized answer. No time for Windows 10. Dang.
Okay. Seems to be working out well for people.
People are freaking out.
Maybe we'll step it up a little bit. It's good to hear that Microsoft has pulled it together. Once more, Northrop.photo
Oh, yeah.
has books and stuff that you can buy. It's our own website, but it's pretty new. We have
I just
basics of fundamentals of photography here, like suggestions for flashes and lenses and which camera type do you buy, should you buy,
we get so many
tripods.
questions like that every day. I know you people need that.
Mhm.
We can't answer them all, but we can put them there.
Hundreds of pages on the site that nobody's ever
Reviews.
seen before. Lenses, reviews.
You can register your books. You can get free stuff. Dang, this site has it all.
Photography tutorials, camera
Yeah.
tutorials showing you how to use your new camera. All right here, Lightroom and Photoshop tutorials.
Cool,
Check it
cool,
out at
cool.
Northrop.photo. Tell your friends it's pretty cool. This might even be that same church in Berlin? No, it's not. I don't know what it is. The obelisk is cropped kind of funny here. That was the first thing I
Oh,
noticed.
yeah.
It bothers me a little. Back off a little bit, but
Wait, can we
Otherwise, I
zoom
think it's
out?
good.
Oh no. Okay.
once again,
This is
the
in Berlin.
Berlin TV tower.
They might be the same person. Wait, G16. This is nice.
I wanted to go back to this. This is a beautiful shot.
Oh,
I
I
don't
just
know if
didn't.
this
I
bridge
thought it was a
qualifies as a
duplicate.
landmark, but I think it's a fantastic, beautiful use of symmetry. Gorgeous sky, gorgeous colors. Pick. Beautiful shot.
I like this one. Is this a trail?
I think it's over HDR'd.
Well,
And
where's
as a
that
result-
dehaze tool?
That's a good idea. I wonder if that will help.
Yeah, somebody suggested that just moments ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mic's all screwed up. But
And a little more contrast. So one of the side effects of HDR is it can reduce the contrast too much. So just bringing back some of the contrast in there, I think, helps it out. It's less fuzzy, right? It feels less like painterly. There's the Freedom Tower, looking good. Haven't actually really
Something-
photographed that yet.
Yeah.
Must be taken from a ferry or something. Looks like maybe that's Battery Park down there. Looks good. Beautiful sky. Great light on
I would
it.
try to get better light
Front
on
lit.
it.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing you really need to visit. If there were some puffy clouds in the
Yeah.
sky, that'd be nice. If it was sunrise or sunset with the sun lower in the sky, it could be better.
Yeah.
These are beautiful. I love the still reflections in the water. It's the kind of
Yeah,
thing you
those
get
are
when
pretty.
there's no wind.
I like that. This is a nice shot. I like the composition.
Yeah, but what's going on with the color? Why is maybe it's just that those are street lights?
Yeah,
to
I
say.
thought these were just different lights.
Yeah, it actually, maybe it's a
Oh,
little
look,
bit
they've got the
too
moon
blue,
right
but-
between here.
Yeah,
They
beautiful
thought this
composition,
through.
great shot.
I like it.
Pick.
Oh, you pick. We know where this is.
Wasserdam? that right?
Kinderdijk.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, we must have taken 500 pictures of this
It's so beautiful
one
there.
spot.
Yeah.
It is, and there were so many different opportunities
You got great light.
for lining it up.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, I think so
I'm
too.
gonna give it a pick.
Maybe something in the foreground would have been nice. There were some little flowers and stuff, or maybe people walking through could have helped. Just more of a focal point.
Wow.
So beautiful sculpture, and we were talking the other day about how do you capture a statue or a sculpture and kind of make it your own. And I think they did that with the lighting and the sky. I think that it's more than just the sculpture. It turned out nice. The lighthouse. This is familiar to me, but maybe not.
They do all look like that.
Maybe so.
Um,
I like it. Again, they went for symmetry here.
but did they reds or something, or is that just the way it is?
I think it's been, again, I think we're seeing some HDR going on here. And the sky looks gorgeous, but yeah, for some reason the building, there's some weird effect to it, and I'd be the original picture.
Nice though. I recognize this boy.
Yeah.
LL Bean shoe.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, because I think they have a truck like that or something. I saw it one day. I freaked out and tried to tell you, but you were ignoring me. This is,
Something about Queen Victoria. Beautiful photo.
yeah. Oh, Malvern Beacon. I don't know where that is, but it's a beautiful picture.
Yeah, nice.
We skipped one.
Yeah, that's
I love that.
landscape anyway. Landmark.
Whoa, Tony,
This-
we gotta go
oh.
here.
Yeah, we do. Greece, huh?
Greece,
That's
5
gorgeous.
stars and a pick.
Yeah, gorgeous picture. Ah, another use of symmetry. This is beautiful. I love
That's
the use
cool.
of black and white
I
here.
think I would bring up the whites a little. Let me see.
Oh, really? Yeah, you're right. That helped. That fantastic. Great eye using the symmetry on this.
Yeah, I love it. Pick.
Milwaukee Art Museum.
This is a good statue shot, but it is hard to get a statue shot, you know? Like, sometimes it's nice to try to get someone interacting with the statue, or...
Yeah, I mean the angle is interesting, but otherwise they didn't necessarily make it their own.
Yeah.
This is an interesting take on the New York City skyline, which is kind of a landmark in itself. You got the Freedom Tower in there, and it looks like the Brooklyn Bridge. I like that they found something in the foreground
Yeah.
and told more of a story. Nicely done. This is in San Francisco, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That
Uh,
place is amazing.
It really is. There's this bizarre, looks like a Greek palace in the middle of San Francisco, and it's just gorgeous. It's right next to the Science Museum.
These yellows are crazy, though.
Yeah, I was bothered by the colors too. The sky is beautiful, but the yellow and orange colors are real unnatural just because of the light that they use there. And so, yeah, sometimes you can just desaturate it a little. It's tough. Your camera's not going to capture it right.
No.
Uh,
But it's still nice, and the yellow does look good with the blue, so cool
Yeah.
picture. Oh,
I don't know what happened to that picture.
Cool.
Sorry.
no, that's the way it is. It's a face.
Well, it says the file can't be found, but I guess we're seeing it at the same
Oh.
time.
What is that? I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
We all know this.
Uh,
They said power of the bean.
we do? Where is that? Is that Chicago?
Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, I like the wide angle, distorted look there. Nicely done.
Could you
That's a
bring
top picture of. Wonder if we could see the photographer in there. Probably.
I was going to make it more part of the picture, but maybe it's nice wide. You get all that distortion.
Yeah, I liked including the skyline in there.
Yeah, yeah.
It still seemed like it was a powerful foreground. I might have included less of the sidewalk in the front. And you see people interacting with it, which is cool. Get out of there.
Can't escape.
I feel like this should be black and white.
Really? Because that blue is so beautiful, but we'll try it.
It is. I just feel like it's a fine art picture, don't
It
you?
is nice both ways. I really like the color.
Yeah. Contrast against the bridge itself because
gonna
the
give
sky
this
was
5
so much
stars.
white. Beautiful picture.
Wow.
Rhyolite Mercantile.
This is like,
This looks like a scene from Breaking Bad.
yeah, but like at what point do you let the building go? Look at it.
It feels like a Jenga game. Like you could just pull out one of the
Yeah.
sticks and the whole thing would collapse.
Yeah. I like it though.
Cool shot.
This is a nice picture, but it lacks a focal point for me. Because
Yeah.
my eye's looking to see something and it's just some water.
Same here. Yeah. The only thing your eye rests on is the fountain, but it doesn't tell you much about it. A very
This is dark.
muddy shot. Yeah, it's underexposed a little bit. The
Let's
sky is
brighten
just
it
kind
up
of
a little.
hazy. The dehaze tool might even help out here. All about the dehaze. But yeah, upping the contrast helps too. I think the best you can hope for when you have that type of sky is to go for a mood, like to make the sky moody. So we're kind of pulling that out. Because at first it was just a little flat. You just end up with that. But a little bit of toning here, a little decontrast, a little more contrast can help. Siobhan, are people being interesting at all?
Are we?
Sure.
Sure.
I have some questions.
That's a beautiful shot.
This is that thing from Beetlejuice.
That's awesome.
From Beetlejuice?
Remember?
No, I don't. This is like-
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Don't you remember?
I remember Beetlejuice. I don't remember that in Beetlejuice. Does that ring a bell to you, Siobhan?
Statue, no.
I feel
The
sorry.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice?
I feel so sorry.
Clarifying
Stop
it?
saying it 3 times.
What you
Okay,
got for us?
Kyle Wolf asks, what is the best way to handle online transactions with your customers when shipping prints to them? Fine, or are there better services out there?
I really haven't found anything better than PayPal. We use that for payments and for our credit card transactions. There are, yeah, we just use PayPal. There's a bunch now. There's like Square and Stripe. There are things you can swipe on your iPhone
Yeah.
to swipe a credit card, but yeah, pretty much PayPal is widely accepted. We have a PayPal Pro account, so you can take credit card numbers. You have to pay monthly for it, but yeah. PayPal.
What else?
Anything
Come on,
else?
Tell me more.
Well,
Beetlejuice.
everyone pointed out that ship sculpture
Okay.
in the previous image is in Iceland.
Where Beetlejuice is from, so it makes a ton of sense.
Don't think that's true. Iceland, our buddy Clanky, who lives there, says that Adobe does not offer Creative Cloud access to Iceland. Have you heard of that in any other countries?
No, this is of it. That
No,
doesn't
what's
seem
their
right.
problem?
Yeah, what's their deal?
I
You
don't
tell
know what to
us.
say about that.
I don't know.
Sorry.
It seems very strange. Like
Yeah.
everything's on the internet. Why why would that not be available in another country?
And I can't even imagine what we'd do without Adobe products. I mean, we need their products. We couldn't do stuff without Adobe. I'd have to move.
Don't tell them that, Tony. What else, Siobhan? Don't be so needy.
I shouldn't ask this because he spelled my name wrong, but
Who could spell your name correctly?
Setting the bar real high.
they're in the comment section. They just need to look at my name
Sayo?
before trying to write it.
Bahan.
Can't ask
No,
people
it's
to
not
look.
easy to spell. All right, fine. Anyway, I'm currently trying to decide between both are Sigmas, a 17 to 50 f2.8 and an 18 to 35 f1.8. Could you ask Tony which he would recommend for an APS-C camera?
I'm not familiar with those lenses. I just haven't tested them.
1.8.
What were the options? 18 to 35 f1.8, was that the first one?
Deleted it already.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, well, we have used the 18 to 35 f1.8. It
Yeah.
can't be beat. It's absolutely the best. It's super sharp. It's the best. So
Okay.
get that. I haven't used the other one.
You are stressing me out. You're going through all these great photos.
I was just previewing it while Siobhan was talking. I wanted to come back to this because we almost skipped over it, but this boat picture from Iceland, I recognize it from Iceland. It's the Beetlejuice boat. It's
No,
absolutely gorgeous.
We didn't almost skip over it. I edited it, and I said Beetlejuice 3 times. Where are you? Mine.
Anyway, just slow it down, Chelsea.
Whoa.
You almost skipped over this great picture. I'm giving it a pick.
I'm giving it 6 stars.
You set the label to high key, Chelsea.
Okay, see this one? It's too muchy. There's too much grain, but if you put it in black and white, people might not notice.
That's good. Yeah, they had a difficult time balancing the background light and the foreground light, so they dropped the blues too much, and it ended up looking a little fringy, a little HDR-y. This is the stroker geyser.
It looks interesting.
Like what? Oh.
Like water.
Like water?
Yeah.
You definitely captured it. I'm wondering about
Siobhan's
if we've
dying.
included too much of the foreground. What's funny about this picture to you, Siobhan?
Everything is a phallus.
Okay. Siobhan like that around it.
Duh. Learn your Siobhan. Get fluent in Siobhan. We need to bump these shadows up. It's getting lost.
Yeah, I think this is the classic stand in front of a landmark and get a picture of yourself with it, which I'm more of this.
I love that. You know what? You make fun of it, but sometimes when we go away, we take so many pictures of things, and then we're not a part of the story.
No, I'm not. I think it's an important technique. But this picture is a weird example of it because they're not looking at the camera. Also, this is a good time to crank up that f-stop number. Go to like F16 or F22 and get the background more in focus. You also control the composition of the foreground versus the background. So here you've like cropped out what I think is the landmark that they were trying to take a picture of. But often what happens is because of your perspective, the landmark ends up being completely above their head. So what often you have to do is get down close to the ground so the people and the landmark, which is usually much taller, are better balanced. Get down low to the ground and point the camera up a little bit, and that can balance it out a little more. High f-stop. But yeah, I think it's a really good picture.
Oh my gosh, she even has
Wow,
a baguette.
I didn't even know they had props. Look, she's got a
Wait,
baguette
she's
and a
not
bottle
really
of
there.
wine. Oh, it's a comp. Well, it's not a bad comp.
Wait, is
Are
this
you sure
a
it's a
comp?
comp? I don't think it's a comp.
Look.
No, I think it's just that she's got.
Look at the... What is happening?
What do you think, Justin? Comp or no comp?
I definitely thought it was a comp when I first saw it.
I'm not sure that's a comp. I think she's just got some light on her. I think they set up
Really?
a couple of
Yeah,
strobes.
it kind of looks
Very
like it. I don't know.
But then look at these shadows are real.
Yeah.
But then
Wow.
they end, right?
Well,
Is she... See, there's like... What is happening?
take him with that 18 to 35 f1.8.
I don't know.
All right, I'm going to solve this mystery. We got to figure this out. There are a few things that could tell us, like, the lighting is definitely weird. There does seem to be a little bit of fringing around her hat there.
I'm going to say comp.
Well, hopefully the person will tell us.
I just need to know, why does it look like that? Because see how the light is so like golden here?
Yeah, I think she's separately lit. She's lit with a couple of lights. So you can see there's a backlight that's hitting her and separating her from the background. And she's got a front light, like a softbox or something off
Okay,
camera
let's go
right.
3-1. Enhance.
Enhance.
She's got like a flash or something.
Yeah, there's
'Cause it's a
a
pretty
flash off
harsh
camera
light.
right, and a backlight that's
That's
separating from
red.
the background.
Jealous.
So there's two possibilities. If it's a comp, it's pretty good. It's also possible they set up a couple of lights off camera, or they remove the lights.
I like the
in
picture
post.
either way.
But I'm gonna go with you. I'm changing my mind. I'm saying comp.
Oh,
But hopefully they'll let us know. Vietnam Memorial in Washington D.C. and I never really felt. I think the shot here includes the names, but it includes the people interacting with it a little bit.
yeah.
Like somebody putting a rose on there, And
I
I
think-
never felt comfortable doing that because it's just so meaningful to people.
The story for me is this guy. I like it.
Yeah, and he does have the way. Like I like that he clearly has badges and such. Maybe out of focus. Maybe if you got down close to the flags and had something in focus,
Yeah.
but these
It's busy,
names
right?
over here are in focus, but most of what you see is the reflection, and those are out of focus. So
Cool shot.
yeah, we all kind of spent a lot of time walking around this because you can see it throughout the city and find the right angle and the right time.
Yeah. Is this just a little?
And the lighting here is kind of flat, which we experienced a lot.
Yeah. But it's still pretty. I like the sky and the reflection. It's very nice.
Yeah, you got a good reflection of it.
We know what this is. This is Wasserturm. Switzerland.
Yeah.
And we also have a picture. Oh, what happened?
I think it just zoomed way in to like 3:1.
Oh. My
Um,
mistake.
It is a very nice picture, and we took about 300 pictures of this at different times a day. The lighting here is key because this is an 8-sided building.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't really see that depth here because the lighting is soft and flat. You need
Yeah.
a little bit of hard light coming in from the side to show off those facets of the building.
But this is still pretty. I love the long exposure and the soft water.
Yeah, it is. I would get closer to the tower to make it bigger in the frame because that is the most interesting part of it. And also just use timing to control the light and show off the facets. We use this scene as an example of using lighting to show depth in stunning digital photography.
about-
Available now from Northrop.photo. You can use the coupon code YouTube for 10% off.
What about bringing it down a little bit to make it bigger in the picture?
Yeah, I think cropping can help here. It's recomposing it would definitely be the right answer, but it's just a stunning
I'm
scene
gonna
when
give
you're
it 5
there.
stars. I like it. Eric Hermanson. And
Yeah, another New York City shot.
I'm gonna
This
bring up the whites a little.
is the.
No,
I know the Chrysler Building's the Art Deco
this
one,
isn't
but
the Chrysler Building.
oh, this is the
Empire State.
Empire State Building. Yeah.
Tony.
Maybe it's taken from the Chrysler Building.
I guess he went to New York and just decided not to call us. Fine. 0.
Cool shot. I especially like the flag. There's a plane going through the sky.
Oh,
Good shot.
Everything's
I like it. I
happening.
don't have any suggestions for it. That's all the pictures that
Oh
we
my
had
gosh,
imported.
we did it.
I think we're.
Dang.
Let's
time
go to
is it?
burger.
What time is it? Oh, it's
Six
we went over
on.
time. Oh, before we head out, Siobhan, do
Burgers.
you have any other questions for us?
Probably. Oh gosh. So many gear
goodness.
questions.
Oh, sweetie. You got it.
Oh, someone says they want to know if Tony would they always address it to Tony specifically, which I find offensive.
God.
Stupid!
Tony, would you consider having a show that's all questions? No photo reviews or anything, just photography questions.
Yes, I've always wanted to do a click and clack style call-in show where people just call in. And this is the face I always get from Chelsea. There's always like, no, I don't want to talk to people.
People ask you the questions, but this is why I make the decisions. I like
You
click
make the
and clack,
decisions, do you?
but we have to evolve.
My one concern is when you ask me the questions, I can answer like one. I feel like it'd be a lot of people calling in and me being like, I don't know. Next. I don't know. But I at
That's
least
why you
experiment
screen
with
your
it.
phone calls.
It's pretty easy to do nowadays. Yeah, you can get all that. I want to do a call-in show. Yes, I would do that. Any other questions, Siobhan? But I went on a solid.
Yeah,
2-minute
you really
answer.
clicked and clacked that.
That's true.
Well, you won't participate, so I got to do both click and clack.
Do you guys talk about weather sealing in the buy-in guide? Would be interested in hearing your opinion on the importance of weather sealing when shooting landscape and landmark photography.
It's important to me.
I do discuss it, and what I say is I have no idea how to test it.
Right?
How do you test it?
Because they say that things are weatherproof, but we've had weatherproof things break in a rainstorm.
Yeah. So we had we were hit by a flash flood when we were on a mountain in Wyoming, and it killed the with a weather-sealed lens. The lens survived. It killed the 5D Mark III with a weather-sealed lens. Both of those are weather-sealed cameras, destroyed.
Both destroyed.
And our 2 GH4s survived no problem.
What kind of world are we living in?
Right? And they were all exposed to the same elements. And so those 5Ds are supposed to be pretty durable. On the other hand, we had left the 5D Mark II out overnight in a gentle rain. We just forgot it outside. And we dried out and it survived.
Yeah.
So I weather sealing, good, but I never trust manufacturer claims because they lie. And I have no way to test it.
Let's do it.
You want to buy cameras and just soak them and see how long they survive?
Yes, then we'll resell them.
Good call.
Tell me more, Siobhan.
Yeah, what else you got, Siobhan? We just like talking to Siobhan.
I miss
Cool. I miss you guys too. We spent 4 days in a hotel room together.
It was so much fun. It was like the best sleepover of my life. We sang old Whitney Houston, I want to dance with somebody.
There was a lot of singing, and not just at karaoke. Question: Nikon has sort of been going down the tubes over the last few years.
Oh,
What do you
has
think
it?
they can do to bring their game back?
I feel like they're good.
They're not very
fun.
specific. They've been going down the tubes. What? How? They haven't done anything revolutionary. They're not like Sony is continuing to innovate. Olympus is innovating. Nikon's done nothing to innovate, but
Oh, but I love that D810.
yeah, the D810's a great camera.
It's great. I love it. It's not down any tube in my mind.
But I want to see electronic viewfinders. I want to see e-ink displays instead of those ugly ass LCD displays on the top. I want to see articulating touchscreens. I want to see Wi-Fi
Yeah.
and the high-end cameras. I want to start seeing cellular service built in so I can put my pictures right on Instagram. Installable
Oh
apps.
my gosh, these are your, wow.
Let's take a look at smartphones and take all the great stuff from smartphones and move that over into our cameras. New operating systems, intuitive user interfaces. That's what somebody needs to do. Anything else, Siobhan? I'm still flipping through some pictures here, so.
Yeah, I just put a couple more in
Beautiful
too.
picture. I love that one.
Better starter camera. Used 7DD or used 7DD? Did I say 7D the first time? 7D or 7DD?
What are you taking pictures of?
7 for sports and wildlife, any sort of action. Otherwise, the 70D is a better overall camera, especially for video stuff. Great.
Who named
video
those?
camera.
70,
I know.
70D.
We-
70D.
It was so hard because we did a comparison of those two cameras. So can you imagine? I screwed it up saying it so many times in the
70,
video.
70D. Cool.
Canon.
Cool.
Nikon, they say D70. They put the letter first.
They win there.
Yeah, smart planning.
Shaban. Sayo
Yes.
Bahan.
Yes.
Tell us.
That's cool.
Any tips on super fast lenses under f2.8 shooting Taekwondo indoor, no flash, currently using a 7D Mark II and a 17 to 55 2.8, and I still want more light.
You only have the one option. It's the Sigma 18 to 35 f1.8. It's the only lens that's
Yeah.
faster. It's the only lens. Otherwise, you can go for a prime. I don't know what how close you're getting to the subjects, but you could go for, you know, you probably want the Sigma, because even if you have to crop from the 35 millimeters, it's going to be better than just about any prime you could get, because any other sharp prime would be a full frame prime, and you'd lose a lot of sharpness.
Is that museum we went to in Kyoto?
It sure looks like it, but I'm not sure.
We don't know.
It's cool. We need more interesting light on that, I think. The light's
It's
just kind
pretty
of flat.
nice.
More of the lights.
Shaban, what else?
It's a cool shot. I like the.
Just a sad
Let's
face.
see. Any recommendations of old Nikon lenses for the Nikon 100 mid-range or telephoto with a reasonable price?
Old Nikon lenses. I feel
know.
like you're not going to get a lot of sharpness out of that. The older lenses were designed for the film era and not the digital era, and especially since you're using an APS-C body, it uses only like less than half of the overall surface area. So you see like images are less than half as sharp as they would be on millimeter bodies. I assume you're talking about like film lenses. So generally I just point people towards more modern lenses. I know you're looking for a good deal, but it just doesn't work out that well in practice.
What am I doing?
You lost control, Chelsea.
I'm out of control. Okay.
Well, are we ready to sign out?
Burger.
Let's go get a burger. What do you feel like? Engine room? You want a burger from some other place?
Siobhan, are you eating a burger tonight? It's burger night.
No, I wish.
Oh man, what is Eric making?
I don't know.
Cook. Justin, burger?
Perhaps.
Justin has
I
not
don't
decided
know.
yet either.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
I know you're all about that burger. I guess we'll see them next week. Did we pick a theme for next week?
It's time lapses next week. So actual videos, render that video ahead of time. Follow me on Twitter and I might have people upload it ahead of time because the video upload process might take a little bit.
Okay.
In 1080p, right?
1080p videos, yeah.
Okay.
Don't send me your 6K time lapses. Can't handle that.
Can't handle it.
This video is brought to you by...
You know what they could do?
What?
They could upload them to YouTube and send us links.
No, I'd rather have the files here.
Oh. This episode is brought to you by Northrop.photo. Everybody left already. We are psychics. And we are wearing our pajamas.
Northrop.photo has stuff that you care about, like reviews of cameras and lenses and wireless flash triggers and print services and straps. And look at all these cameras. You can, if you're interested in the DA10, we have a page on it and it's got all of our video reviews and it's got bars and prices.
Whoa, I love bars.
And
That's me.
look at all the videos we made about the DA10. It's ridiculous. This has colored boxes. Pros
How
and
did you even
cons.
do that? What kind of witchcraft is this? Gear teleconverters.
Well, Northrop.photo has your answer. Just go
It's
to...
broken.
It's broken.
Anyway.
And look, there's a link there to the live show counting down to exactly how long
Oh my gosh,
until the live show
countdowns?
is on. Look at that.
These people are psychic.
Yep, right there. TNC Live. You can find more information about it. I think people are going there now and slowing it down a little bit. But check out our site. Go to the
Nobody's
store
there.
here where we have books and stuff.
Oh
and
my God, my
use the coupon
face.
code YouTube for 10% off if you decide to buy stuff. Thank you so much. We are here every Thursday at 5 o'clock. Thank you, Siobhan from Philly. Thank you, Eloise,
Thank you, Eloise.
whose little head is poking up. And thank you, Justin, for masterfully switching all the stuff. Bye, guys. See you next week.
Signing off.
Just kids walking in.